Hey, Joel.
Hey, Malik, nice to see you finally. How are you, sir?
I'm okay.
You know, I have your book about your father.
Oh, that's great.
So tell me, where are you right now?
I'm in a city called Kisumu. It's about 40 miles from where I live.
So we want to have a kind of a candid talk from the heart about a number of subjects related to your half-brother and your family.
Okay.
Barack based his political career on the Obama family in Kenya. He made a big deal.
Very big deal. Very big deal.
My father was a foreign student, born and raised in a small village in Kenya. He grew up herding goats. My father grew up herding goats in Kenya.
I'm sure you follow the American politics, and a lot of Americans feel they were deceived politically because he said, I'm going to cut the deficit. Obamacare is not a tax. I'm going to support Israel.
Well, the way that he's turned and become a different person with a family is the same way that I see him behaving politically. He says one thing and then he does another. He's not an honest man, as far as I'm concerned, in who he is and what he says and how he treats people.
How has that made you feel as the oldest brother in the family?
Disappointed. Disappointed, used and also betrayed. In the beginning, I didn't think that he was a schemer. His real character, his real personality, the real him is coming out now.
Do your other family members feel the same?
Yeah, a lot of them do. We may be putting a good face forward. Deep down inside, everybody's really disappointed and upset and angry, I guess.
When did you first meet Barack?
The first time we met was back in 1985. That's when I first arrived in the United States. This is a place in Eastern Market in Washington, D.C. It's a flea market. We had a couple of days we shared together, and I was just really overwhelmed and happy.
When did he visit you in Kenya?
1988, I had convinced him. I'm the one who convinced him to come on down.
Did you go with him to your father's grave?
Yes.
Take place? You did.
Yes. Yeah, all that actually happened.
What was the relationship like during those years?
We were together and we were really tight at the time, and you could talk to him, and we just took everything for granted. I loved him unconditionally, and I thought he loved me and the family unconditionally. One time when he was still working as a community organizer, he took me around to where he was working in his office.
Was he the best man at your wedding?
Yes, he was. And he had also asked me to be his best man at his wedding the year before. He was married in 1992. We were very close.
My impression is the Obama family gave him the basis for his entire political career.
Yes, that unusual story contributed greatly to what he is right now.
Let's talk about the book, Dreams from My Father, where he talks about your father so much.
I may be able to show you the original. It's a copy that he sent me. It's a manuscript.
What was the original name of the book?
Where My Father Lies Buried. And then he changed it to Claims of Inheritance. And then I think that's when he finally changed it to what it is, Dreams of. And he felt like, as a representative of his dad, his elder brother, I should go through the book just to make sure that everything was okay. It was a tedious process, and so I just did the best I could.
Was everything accurate, or was it a lot of embellishment, do you think?
Well, some of it, like my grandfather being detained and all that. I'm very close to my grandmother, and I never heard that before. And some of the things weren't correct, especially what my sister had to say.
Did you go to the first presidential inauguration?
Yes, I did.
And was Aunt Zaituni there also?
Yeah, she made it there, just as she had made it to Washington during senatorial inauguration.
And how did you feel at the inauguration? Were you treated with honor?
No, I didn't feel like we were actually welcome and treated well. I didn't feel that, we were really, a part of his program.
It sounds very awkward.
Yeah. Not even then, even up till now, it's like that. And if I need to see him, then I have to really make an effort. And when I do go, then, I go in through the back door, or at night. This last visit, when I went, my aunt died in Boston. I really was crushed and broken.
Did you ask him for some funds to help bury Aunt Zaituni back in Kenya?
Yes, I did. I told him that she's our aunt, she's your father's sister. She loved you very much, and we need to do something for her because we need around $20,000. And he said that was too much, and that it seemed like she deserved, what she got. And I was saying in my mind, what kind of person is this? And I told him, you say you're your brother's keeper. I don't feel it, and I don't see you, or living up to what you say. She had really been good to him when he came. I felt really sad that he would just abandon her like that. I just left, She was stuck there for a month. People were trying to raise money, and we finally got her back.
I see. What are the general living conditions in Kenya for you and your extended family?
Extreme hardship, poverty, and, in Africa, you know how it is, and people are really hard up. Infrastructure is poor, there's no electricity.
Has he helped you or the rest of the relatives over the years that he used in his book and his political career?
No.
Has Barack done anything for your village?
No.
Has he contributed to the foundation for your father?
No. Nothing.
So has Barack, do you think, treated you with respect as an older brother since he was elected president?
No. Doesn't want anything to do with me anymore.
And how did that make you feel?
Hurt, crushed, and just, it's hard to really imagine. I don't understand how somebody who claims to be a relative or a brother can behave the way that he's behaving, be so cold and ruthless, and just turn his back on the people he said were his family.
Frank Marshall Davis, fairly well-known poet named Frank Marshall Davis, who had moved to Hawaii. Frank Marshall Davis.
Malik, I sent you my movie a few months ago, Dreams from My Real Father. When did you first watch it?
When you sent it to me.
So do you think that Barack looks like Frank Marshall Davis? This is a man that he said raised him, more than your father.
There's a great resemblance. Yeah, I think Frank Marshall Davis and Barack, they look alike. Some kind of moles I see on his face, and Frank, he has those too. There's a resemblance.
And does he resemble your father?
Not really. I don't, they say about the years, but no. Your movie definitely, puts a lot of questions in my mind.
Well, would you like to see or do a DNA test one day to know for sure?
That would really prove, whether we're related or not. Yes, I would be willing to do that. I don't know how I would deal with it if it really came out that he's a fraud or a con.
It might be the reason why he made such a big deal about you politically, but personally he doesn't feel the bond.
I'm agreeing. Yeah, I agree with that because it's hard to understand how somebody can make such an about turn and make a big play about where he comes from. And then once he gets what he gets, he wants nothing to do with that place anymore. We need an explanation. And if you can provide the explanation, it would be better for all of us, and so that we won't be hanging, hoping for nothing. Because that's what I really feel for my people, is because they keep hoping. Maybe they're hoping for nothing, because he doesn't mention it anymore, that, where he comes from or who his relatives are. He doesn't say any of those things anymore. So it's really disappointing, Joel, but that's life. So we live with it and move on, and we wait for the truth to come out.
Do you expect when he comes to Kenya that he will come to see you?
No, I don't expect that. I don't. You see, he's coming to Kenya right now. I've not been informed. I don't know what the program is about. It's a betrayal, big humiliation, and embarrassment, and demeaning.
What would you like to see happen next in your relationship with Barack?
I'd like to see him be for real, not be so deceptive. He should live up to his word and be the leader that we expected him to be. If he truly is, my father's son, then he needs to behave in a way that if my father was alive, I would be proud of him, because although my dad, went through what he went through, he would never, abandon his family.
I appreciate your being very candid. If you come to America, I would love to see you in California. I think you are the more genuine brother, if he is your brother. Maybe we can switch Obamas, and the White House will be better off. That's what I think.
Thanks, Joel. It was good talking to you, and I want to follow up on this and what your investigations really bring up, and this line of thinking. All the best.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Rahamim.